Hey guys, welcome back to my Legends of Runeterra deck guide series. This guide is for the pirates and raiders among us. We're going to look at a plunder deck specifically crafted to try to counter the current meta. See, we're currently in a mid-range meta, which means that healing is not as relevant as it was in the last patch, and chump blockers have become extremely good. So with that information, I started crafting decks to take advantage of this. One of the keywords that is extremely good against small units is overwhelm. So the first deck I tried to create was this strange Darius Yasuo deck that didn't really work out, just yet. It's a concept I'll come back to someday, but after some more testing and tinkering, I landed on a deck with multiple overwhelm units that are very good at enabling one specific thing: hitting the enemy nexus to plunder. I named the concept of this deck Turbo Plunder, because that's exactly what it does. You're speedrunning the Sejuani and Gangplank level up, and it's not at all uncommon to have them both online by turn 6. And that's when this beautiful song of fire and ice starts playing. You know, fire for Gangplank explosions and ice for Sejuani frostbite? Still too soon for Game of Thrones references? Alright, anyway, I went 8-1 on the first day of playing this deck, and on the next day I beat players like Ultraman and Sichu, who are both rocking an enormous amount of LP because they are amazing Runeterra players. But they didn't stand a chance against my turbo plundering. Just like in my discard guide, let's divide the plunder cards into two separate categories. There's cards that make plundering and working for the Gangplank and Sejuani level up really easy, and there's cards that need to be enabled by plundering. The cards that get enabled by hitting the enemy nexus have huge payoffs, and I really do mean huge. Sejuani frostbites the entire enemy board, Tusk Raider doubles the attack and health of all your minions, Sleight of Hand takes a card from your opponent's hand and puts it in your hand, and at this point, I don't think I need to explain what Riptide Rex can do. Because of these huge late game bombs, it's important to make plundering easy and consistent, which is what this entire deck is built to do. Alright, now let's get into some of the more interesting cards that are in this deck. The champions of choice in a plunder deck are Sejuani and Gangplank. They both have the exact same requirement to level up, so every time you hit the enemy nexus, you get a 2-for-1 kind of. Sejuani has been seeing play since the Rising Tides expansion dropped. She's just always a solid card, even when you don't level her. In this deck though, we're leveling her so fast that you're going to be frostbiting the enemy board starting at round 6 or something. Gangplank does not see a lot of play, and he's generally considered a weaker champion, but he truly shines in this deck. His ability to deal 1 damage to every enemy when he's leveled, or even more when you have some barrel stack, is quite often too much for the opponent to deal with, especially when you have both leveled Gangplank and Sejuani on the board. His ability will instantly trigger Sejuani's ability to frostbite the entire board. Also, the fact that you're removing health from blocking units makes your overwhelm units deal even more damage too. These champions, especially when level up, have some of the most satisfying abilities in the entire game, and it's worth playing them just for that. The fact that this deck is a secret meta breaker is just a nice bonus, you know? Playing cool decks and having fun is more important than winning all the time with straightforward decks. Let's quickly go over the spells. They are pretty simple. Warning Shot is a 0 mana burst spell to instantly trigger plunder. Make It Rain helps with early board control, and sometimes you get a nice little bonus of also hitting the enemy nexus. Sleight of Hand is to screw over your opponent by taking one of their cards, which is honestly pretty hilarious. You instantly put them at a card disadvantage, which helps you press your advantage even more. It's kind of a win more card though, so if you want to, you could swap out this card for something like Petty Officer. Next up are a total of 26 units in this deck. In the first version of this deck, I ran Omen Hawks, but I switched the bird out for the Prowling Cutthroat to guarantee the earliest plunder possible. Well, except against Parlay or Turbo Beam. The 2-drops are Hired Gun and Ruthless Raider. Hired Gun grants an enemy minion vulnerable, which can mess with your opponent's game plan early. Ruthless Raider is to get overwhelm and start working on GP and Sedge level up. This card is very strong, and you always want to get her out on turn 2 if possible. Monkey Idol is a very important card on this deck too, because he makes it possible to get reliable plunders on your opponent's turn. Most commonly, you'll trigger plunder by attacking with units, but the monkeys from Monkey Idol will always explode and deal 1 damage to the enemy nexus, no matter what. Wolf Rider is a pretty interesting card, and the reason I gave them a slot in this deck is because we're running a pretty heavy top end. Ramping is very good, because right now, Riptide Rex is kind of the king of the meta, and the sooner you can play him, the easier it is to win a game. Yordle Grifter is the other 4-drop, just a very solid card and always has been. You don't really need the Allegiance, that's just a bonus, but the Warning Shot you get from him is a very big deal as another easy enabler. One card in the 4 slot I would consider changing is replacing the Wolf Rider with Zap Sprayfin, but this is a personal preference. And now for the grand finale, the boats. First and foremost, these cards tutor the champion cards, which are obviously the win condition of this deck. Tusk Raider also doubles the attack and health of all minions in your deck, which is often though not that relevant because this deck doesn't have any card draw, but the fact it will instantly draw you and 10-12 Sejuani is ridiculous. The only cards that can reliably deal with that are Will of Ionia, which just got nerfed, and Vengeance. And since we're in a mid-range meta, these cards see little to no play. In short, it's a safe space for these absolute units. Treadway is the other boat. I run 2 copies because it requires no Plunder activation and it instantly draws your Gangplank. Also, since this deck often stacks up on warning shots, you sometimes end up with a full hand of 0-cost burst spells that deal 2 damage instead of 1. To close out the deck, I have some tips for the Mulligan as well. You always want to keep the 1 and 2 drops. Butcher, Cutthroat, Raider, and Hired Guns are keeps 100% of the time. Make Your Rain is very good to keep as well, but it's a dead card in some matchup like Warm Out of Control or some of the Swain decks, since they don't play many units. I often keep Monkey idle, but sometimes when you're playing against aggressive decks, you can toss it if you're looking for more early game cards. The only other card I consider keeping is Wolf Rider, where you're absolutely certain you can activate the Plunder effect on turn 4. And that's really all there is to it. Pretty straightforward. This is my favorite deck in the game right now, so I really hope you guys will give it a try. Let me know about some of your thoughts and experiences, and have fun blowing the enemy nexus to pieces.
Blow him to the depths!
For now, enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh hey, it's Ultraman. Alright. Seems fine. I already took it out. I took it out for a petty officer. Like, this card kind of sucks against oh no, this hand is horrible. Okay.
Fight or die.
He might have the 2 damage one.
Leave nothing standing.
Worst thing you could have is Calling Strike. By a pretty large margin.
I need more hands.
Double Maker?
Double pay for the next kill.
I already played against Man US, and I beat him. I beat him with my Magician deck. They always have 2 of them, man. Never. Now he has Calling. Like, if he has Calling Strike, I actually just lose. If you have double Make Your Rain, it's illegal to have Calling Strike. Thank you. Bruh. He could have Swain.
You'll fight or you'll swim.
Swain is leveled up.
Yeah, you don't want to cross me.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. You hate to see it if you're him.
Fear the power you do not see.
Like a fish in water.
This will probably get stunned.
There is no excess when victory is at stake.
But if this survives, I'm in a pretty good spot. Like, he needs to kill this.
Pledge or perish.
What's the rush, huh?
After the battle,
I think I open attack here. 2 ships in hand. Yeah, I could have 3. I could have all 3 different ships this game. Do I open attack here with this?
Plague their decks with blood.
This will deal 6 damage next turn. It's not too bad.
Never lost a fair game. Played one. Who says I don't share?
bleed for nothing.
Maybe I could attack with this, but that's just straight up. That is cheating, dude. Having this little cards in your hand and using that, not okay.
I've whipped up something special.
This could actually be quite bad for me, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I needed Sejuani. Sejuani was kind of my win con here. Didn't draw her. Jesus. I need Sejuani so badly.
I'll blow up the pieces! This'll send them running.
I'm not gonna block here because if he has another Ravenous Flock, I'll be in range for that.
Ye started without me.
Just gonna wait and see what he does first. I'm slowly spamming my hand. Okay, that's good. That will not level yet.
The winter's claw strikes.
I am reborn of salt and brine.
I'm flashing for the enemy.
Not for long.
I think I played this near perfectly so far.
Darken the skies, peril. Battle station.
Oh, I should have pulled the barrel. Oops. Oh, well.
Know your place.
Why are you here?
We did it! We beat Ultraman, dude! Let's go! My shitty deck, and I beat the #1 player in Europe. Let's go! Yeah. I think I'll just keep it like it was last time. Like, I think Petty Officer is still like a little bit better. Oh, it's Situ. It's, this guy. Welcome, Brom 3. Oh yes, Plunder is in. Oh, my game's freezing. Okay.
This land is ours.
Death's Hand? I'm gonna open attack here. It's already 2 out of 3. The next turn I can get one with the monkey. GP Sedge, yep. I love this deck. This deck is fantastic.
The winter's claw strikes.
I like the one for Braum more. The one for Braum is a true classic. The Braum mix. Seems good. Yo, wait, face reveal, what the? I started streaming like this last week. Oh my, this is new to me. Yeah, I'm either gonna get some more viewers or lose some viewers.
Carved from the savage code. Stand and fight.
Why didn't... If I make it rain now, I kill this and I hit his Nexus. That's pretty good. Gangplank survives too, because he levels.
Your king has returned.
He looks like a young Clark Kent.
Explosives.
This deck is so great. I love this deck. Like I'm the scout guy, but my god, this deck is satisfying, man. It's unbelievable. This levels up next turn too.
Ride onward, boys.
There's no way he's got anything for my Sejuani, right?
Boys. Well fought.
I think I won already. Just gonna send some cannonball straight to his Nexus. His champs aren't even level, like... Sichu, do you even plunder? This is... My Sejuani is clearly a lot better than this one.
Deploying.
Let's go, dude!
We survive.
I swear, I think this deck is just great. I'm surprised nobody has come up with it yet. Like, the meta is just chump blockers, and almost everything in this deck has overwhelm. And you just... Like, the rest of the cards are just either effects that benefit from plunder, or cards that can plunder really easily, like the Monkey Idol. Yeah, Monkey Idol shines in this deck, really. It's the only 3-drop I have too, though. That's the only kind of iffy thing. This is War Mother. Might be a hard matchup. Foul Feast? Yeah. It kind of sucks because you really need the plunders, and he denied me that right now. wish I got that before, man. I think this card is pretty dead in this matchup, so I'm actually just gonna do it. Getting the plunder now is pretty good.
The winter's claw strikes.
This board is really beautiful. Worth my yeah, this board is the best one they have, I think. Kind of okay with that.
There's plenty of killing left.
Welcome, Susie. Some cat jammers and puck pleasers in the chat.
Either the flames or the depths could claim me, Captain.
Captain.
Let's get to it.
Let's just attack. Is it 8 HP? Next turn, GP levels up too.
Here in your time of need.
I missed.
Passes in my way.
Pain is nothing.
Daily Twitch scam. Yeah, those emotes. They need like the first message you send never works for some reason. I don't know what's up with that.
Bring the storm. Prove your worth. Endless cold. Endless
Gonna use one of these.
Bilgewater is mine and mine alone.
Both of these level up.
The winter's claw endures.
I'm gonna open attack. I think the only thing he can do here is Ruination.
Explosives.
Bristle. Attack.
Time to get rich.
He can't even like lifesteal because this will frostbite him. -8. Alright, I'm gonna do this so he doesn't get lifesteal from this. That was an Anivia, surely. Yeah.
Strong will have the spoils.
Alright. Oh, you can't even see the buffs, but that's a big Sejuani. Alright, I'll take an 8/6. I don't think that will save you, but we'll see.
I cannot be sated.
He could actually lifesteal here, like on this.
Slaughter the living.
Spoils will rival the War Mothers. Hear that, Bristle? Varg offers a challenge.
Explosives.
Born for conquest.
Let's go. He might actually like kill this, and then I don't get the
This is our homeland.
frostbite, but I don't think. Oh my god, this deck is so good! This deck is so fucking good.
I won't stop coming
It does it all.
from me.
Like the pressure this deck applies is so insane. That's what he had. It's not a bad hand. White people said, yeah. I'm getting unlucky with my draws. In every game I've played, like I drew a ship or like a Rex super early. Can't use these expensive cards. I played this, and he make it rains. Fair enough.
I need more hands! Double pay for the next kill!
I don't want to let him plunder. I will open next turn with a Make It Rain. Hitting this, and the Nexus is quite good. Oh, that's also really good. Okay.
Get bloody, get paid.
Bounty goal, no time.
With luck, your bounty covers half a meal. Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Let's get to it.
He really wanted to pull the Monkey Idol by giving it vulnerable, but I played this, so he couldn't. Alright, well, so far so good. Would like to play this one. Getting some ramp on.
Don't stand in my way. Son of a...
Yeah, you don't want to cross me.
Packed him good. Bow to no one.
Okay.
Treasures of the ages for a price.
Stand and fight.
Boys.
Well, actually, I could do this. I think that's better. So if he explodes this, I still hit him for 5. Isn't he only drawing 1? Yeah, he is. Wow. Thought my hand was bad sometimes, but this guy's already at 5 HP. Poor guy. This is the second time I'm playing against him too.
I'm not greedy. My friends though.
Alright, well, I finally got one. Yeah. This Wolf Rider, this open attack next turn so he can't Rex me. I think that should be a win no matter what.
Close your eyes and drift away.
Our spoils will rival the war mothers.
Hear that, Bristle? Varg offers a challenge.
Nice selection, Spitsworth.
There's plenty of
Actually, he might. If this. Oh no, wait, it's already too late. I was like, if that stole a Rex from me, he could have actually used it on turn 7.
The first bite.
That was the only way for him, I think. But he chose to play this.
Relax.
I think he loses. This is why this deck is so good in its meta. The overwhelm units. Everything's jump blockers. The whole meta is just dedicated to getting enough jump blockers until you can overwhelm your opponent. Gosh, the use of the word overwhelm is pretty bad because that's how I chose to counter the meta, by just playing all these overwhelm units. And in general it works pretty well, but yeah, sometimes it does not.
Ride onward. Leave nothing standing.
Nice.
Enough stalling.
Yeah, exactly. Stand behind Brom 3.
You made choices.
He's actually trying.
Yeah.
Take it up with my friends.
Fire beware! Credit denied!
1 HP. GG. Watch the firework or the ice work.
Fight for your lives.
This deck is actually a song of fire and ice. Gangplank for the fire, Sejuani for the ice. See what you did there, Riot. Yeah. It's the second time I beat him.